The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Sunrise podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher.
This morning we have details of a verdict reached in a child sexual assault case. Thomas Tirado Mendoza was found guilty of 3 felony charges, including one for sexually abusing a child multiple times. Tirado Mendoza faces a sentence of 15 years to life, as well as an additional 16 years in prison. He will be sentenced next month.
Fire crews had a busy night in Southwest Bakersfield, putting out a blaze at a home and rescuing a dog in the process. The fire happened on El Toro Drive near the fairgrounds around 9:30 last night. It appears everyone made it out safely, but as you see here, crews were able to rescue a small dog from the smoky home and able to reunite the pup with its grateful owner. No word yet on how the fire started.
New information this morning on a fiery crash that hurt a family of 4. CHP says a 26-year-old Bakersfield woman was under the influence when she slammed into the family's home on Taft Highway and Old River Road, causing the roof of that home to collapse and the car to burst into flames. 17's Marco Torres has the latest on the injuries of the family and the safety threats of that intersection.
A scene that could have been right out of a horror movie. A white Mercedes plowing into the inside of a home, causing the home to go up in flames.
The driver was arrested for felony DUI for causing major injury.
The mother of the family, Raj Winder Joshan, is healing from her 2 surgeries, while the father, Prince Deep Joshan, is in the hospital, having difficulty walking and full body pain. The 21-month-old baby Rohan Deep Joshan got his MRI today and is still receiving major medical assistance.
They're the best people that I know. They own the Monte Carlo here. They ensure to get people who may have had a little too much to drink or whatever, make sure that they get home safely in one way or another to avoid things like this happening.
Suman Joshan says the road near the home has been a safety concern for years.
So it's not a straight road continuation of Old River. They have to go onto Taft Highway to get onto Old River. We've been there 2 years and we've seen 4 deaths right there in front of the house because of that whole, there's no stoplights.
It's concerning. It concerns everybody around here. If there was a light or better signage, something.
Williams is currently out on bail for Wednesday's incident. Charges haven't been filed. According to the court website, a woman by the name and year of birth was charged with a misdemeanor DUI back in June.
Marco Torres reporting. Police will be looking out for drunk drivers at a DUI checkpoint tonight. It's happening between 6:30 p.m. and 2 a.m. tomorrow. Police aren't saying where that checkpoint will be set up, but they say simply announcing checkpoints ahead of time reduces DUI crashes by up to 20%. Those caught driving impaired can expect jail time, fines, fees, DUI classes, and other expenses that could run you $10,000 or more.
Another day in Bakersfield and another building going up in flames. This 2-alarm fire broke out around 9 a.m. yesterday on Lake Street near Kern Street. Officials with the Bakersfield Fire Department say the fire was threatening another home nearby and an apartment complex. Crews made an aggressive attack to keep the fire out of the surrounding structures, and it's not the first time this home has caught fire.
It had previously burned over the 4th of July weekend. We had a fire in the same residence, burned a detached garage. So again, there were no utilities to the structure. It was vacant at the time. Crews were able to knock the fire down and keep it out of the apartment complex as well as the home.
The cause of this fire is still under investigation.
And like we mentioned, we've seen at least 3 intense fires across Bakersfield in just a week. You may remember this destructive blaze last Friday that destroyed the Fias store and spread to surrounding Planet Fitness and American Freight stores. Officials say they're still looking for these people. They are people of interest who could have been involved in starting the fire.
And it was last Wednesday when a large fire broke out at a historic building in downtown Bakersfield. These were the fierce flames tearing through the vacant building on Chester Avenue and 20th Street. Although fire crews are still investigating the cause of the fire, neighboring business owners say it was common for vagrants to enter the vacant building. City officials say there are nearly 20 buildings in Bakersfield considered unsalvageable and are set to be demolished.
17 News is your local election headquarters, and the Latino community has become a key focus ahead of November's midterm election. Latinos have been considered closely aligned with the Democratic Party historically, but there are signs the GOP's made progress here locally. With the midterm elections quickly approaching, both parties are ramping up efforts to reach Latino voters, which could be key in some of the Central Valley's most competitive races.
You're going to have to do a good job at reaching out to Latino voters. I think that, the Republican Party as well as the Democratic Party, I think they both understand that.
The California Democratic Party held a fiesta in Fresno and a phone bank for 22nd congressional candidate Rudy Salas in honor of Latino Heritage Month. The Republican National Committee opened a Hispanic Community Center in Bakersfield earlier this summer, where Salas's Republican opponent David Valadao was a key speaker and a part of a larger national effort to reach the Latino community as well.
Growth and trend in voting of Hispanic voters has been towards Republican candidates that support jobs, the economy, law enforcement.
The Republican National Committee has really been pouring into, like I said, those communities that have been notoriously overlooked by the Democrats.
Latinos make up over 50% of the population in both the 16th Senate and 22nd congressional districts.
The Bakersfield Police Department has released the body camera video of an officer-involved shooting that happened last month. Police say 35-year-old Martiano Jimenez was trying to break into a home on Aquamarine Peak Drive around 5:30 on August 15th. According to police, the homeowners did not know Jimenez. Video shows officers pleading with Jimenez to put his hands in the air as Jimenez asks officers to kill him. At one point, Jimenez is seen trying to throw a rock at the officers, and that's when one of them opens fire.
Get the back. Kill me. You better kill me in my head. Hey, get back. Hey, go ahead. I'm down, dude. I can't. Radical, do it. Do it, Radical. Do it. Do it. Get back. Thanks. Come on.
Jimenez was not hit and no one else was hurt. The officers used their tasers to take Jimenez into custody. He was arrested for aggravated assault, attempted burglary, felony vandalism, and public intoxication. The involved officer, identified only as Jay Nogueda, remains on modified duty.
Viral videos posted to Facebook kicked off an investigation involving alleged animal abuse. A warning, the video may be hard to watch for some viewers. The Kern County Sheriff's Office says deputies were called to Rosewood Avenue and Sheila Street around 8:30 Wednesday morning for a report of animal cruelty. Deputies say the man seen in the video is the owner of the pig and was attempting to herd the animal back into his yard. KCSO says there were no signs of animal cruelty, adding that animal control was contacted for further investigation. Kern County Animal Services now has possession of the pig. We don't have any updates from KCAS as of this morning, but we'll keep you posted as we learn more.
The mosquito fire in El Dorado and Placer counties has now burned more than 67,000 acres, surpassing the McKinney fire as California's largest this year. It's also destroyed at least 70 structures. So far, no one's been hurt. However, about 11,000 people are under evacuation orders. The fire is 20% contained. The cause is still under investigation. And as the mosquito fire continues to rage on, there is some hope this morning. This three-legged dog was rescued after he was seen running away from the flames in Iowa Hill. Placer County Animal Services says they're still trying to reconnect this pup with his owners, but there's some good news right there.
Glad he's safe. Well, when it comes to wildfires, Napa Valley winemakers are now taking matters into their own hands. Over the past several years, vineyards in wine country say they've lost billions of dollars due to those fires. Now, Napa wine industry groups are stepping up to fund early detection wildfire sensors. The program was initiated last year and maintained through public funds. Local grape growers have donated funds to keep those sensors active at the start of this year's fire season. When the service expired last month, they joined together to pay almost $100,000 to keep 24/7 monitoring going.
If it gets the firefighters on the scene even a minute sooner than they would have been otherwise, it's worth doing. And it's another tool in the toolbox, along with many others, to just try to help minimize the likelihood of wildfires in Napa County.
After November, the wine groups are going to follow up with Napa County officials to make sure this resource is readily available.
You know, talking about even getting those firefighters on scene even a minute sooner. That can be the difference between a moderate wildfire or a large fire. There have been some fires in the past where we've heard firefighters say that the spread of the fire is growing about the size of a football field every few seconds.
That's incredible.
Every second, not even every minute, every second. And a lot of these fires really does make the difference.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if they break out in an area where, someone isn't there to report it right away. So it could be more than a minute. It could be several minutes to longer.
You also have to remember those aircraft. It takes a little bit longer for them to get up into the air. Well, if you get them in the air a minute sooner, they make those water drop sooner and so forth. So good.
The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.